Hello, and welcome to the Discussioneers episode 7. Today we're discussing the Path of the Wild Soul and the Way of the Astral Self Unearthed Arcana options.
We finally made it.
It
After-
fine. Took us long enough.
After all these interruptions with other things, we finally got there, you guys. I'm so happy.
Part of me's hoping that they release a new Unearthed Arcana like mid podcast. We're just like,
Yeah.
we gotta cover it.
We gotta switch. Cut the feed. We're switching.
Start up a new podcast.
Man, could you imagine? Could you imagine if that legit happened? That'd be
I,
amazing.
I
from
wouldn't
now,
be that surprised,
something new
honestly.
pops
Yeah.
They have a penchant for releasing these pretty quickly now, which I'm very much okay with, even if we shit on them constantly.
Well, I think, we've been saying it over and over again in previous episodes. They're obviously gearing up for some major release, and so therefore we got a lot. If you remember, there was a period of time where we got a whole bunch of stuff before, and what came shortly after? Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So it's coming.
Which
Something
indeed
big.
didn't contain everything, because now we're getting another book, so I don't
Clearly,
True.
yeah.
I feel like
True.
there was some misadvertisement there. But let's get straight into things. I don't think this is going to be super extensive, considering we only have 2 to go over this time, and they're not exactly the beefiest of subclasses.
Wow.
First thing is going to be the Path of the Wild Soul, which is the option for the Barbarian, moving from the realm of the Feywild. Starting at 3rd level, your body reacts to the presence of magic. You can cast Detect Magic without using a spell slot or components, using Constitution, which is weird. There's no spell casting that uses Constitution. That weirds me out.
Until
Um,
now.
You faintly glow, color responding to your school of magic you detect, which again is weird. It's not so much that you see the magic; it's that you're like a mood ring, just like, oh, that's evocation. You're like glowing a faint orange, and you can use this a number of times equal to your Constitution modifier. Pretty good.
So, just so you know, I think we mentioned this. I can't remember what subclass we talked about it before, but when it says that your spell Constitution is your spellcasting ability or for the spell, it just means that well, if in the sense for detect magic, actually, that one has a built-in ability check within the spell if the spell's over a certain level. So that's why it specifies that it's your Constitution. But yeah, it is strange to see.
Are you talking about dispel magic?
That's
That's
I'm
what you're
sorry.
thinking of.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I read detect and heard detect and read.
There was magic involved,
and-
but it's
yeah.
not being dispelled. It is being detected.
But regardless, they do that as a caveat because even if it's kind of future proofing. Well, there's nothing mechanically written in the game. A DM could easily say like, oh, there's protection built around this particular magic barrier. So your detect magic, you need to make an ability check for, whatever the reason being. And so therefore, there's no argument on what is tied to your ability check for that spell, even if it doesn't innately say within the spell what or if a roll needs to be made.
Still, it's
So-
just interesting, though, that they used Constitution when other magic-y fighters, such as, fighters and whatnot, usually use some of the mental stats, right? Even if it's
Right.
not, normally something they'd use.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, it seems like this is one of those things that the magic is just kind of within this barbarian, or and he kind of exhorts
You
it
got
from,
that good blood.
which to your point, feels like it would be more of a charisma. Like, I mean, that's how sorcerers work and whatnot. But I think they just kind of went for Constitution just on the base that most barbarians are going to be dumping charisma. But I don't know. It's an interesting point to note. It is not necessarily game breaking one way or the other.
No,
But
it was weird to me. It's just fascinating to see them break a pattern like that.
definitely.
You also, at 3rd level, get Wild Surge. Magic erupts from you as you rage. When you enter a rage, roll on the Wild Surge table to determine a magical effect produced. The saving throw if it requires saving throw, it's a DC equal to 8 plus proficiency plus Constitution modifier. And then I guess we'll go quickly through the effects. First, if you roll 1, necrotic energy bursts from you. Each creature in 30 feet takes a d10 in necrotic damage, and you gain temporary HP equal to the sum of damage dealt. That could be pretty fucking brutal.
Equal to the sum of the necrotic
yeah.
damage dealt. So that means
You have, that's a very high potential, because 30 feet's a wide area. Also note, that is every creature, including
I was just about
allies.
to mention that.
So,
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. Well, I mean, the inspiration for this class is heading more towards the wild magic sorcerer, right? So,
Which I'm
and
super
that
okay
has
with.
plenty of options that fuck up your teammates. So,
But still, imagine how many creatures you can have in
within
30 feet of you.
that
Yeah.
that is insane. The fact that it's additive is for a third level ability is powerful. I mean, fuck you on average have 4 party members in your party, and most of the time they're going to be within that radius if this triggers, right?
Yeah.
That, and on top of your enemies, unless you're fighting a big bad evil guy, you probably got 2, 3, maybe even up to 10 enemies around you. Summing, I mean, you could effectively roll. You could effectively roll, like, on average, I would say anywhere from 5 to 10 D10 on this. You can get some massive mileage with that with this ability and have temporary HP equal to that. Dude, that is
Imagine you have
insane.
like 20 kobolds just that you're swarming in, you just explode, and you have like 80 temporary
Right.
HP.
You have 80 temporary HP, like at 3rd level, right? Like that.
Not to mention just the
Untamed.
damage alone of just like all of you are taking a D10.
Right, I mean,
and
yeah.
this isn't a saving throw. This is just a D10
take
of
it.
damage.
That's a good point. That's another
which
good
is
point.
weird
It's just-
because
it
they
just
add
happens.
a save DC. So I feel like this should be a saving throw.
It should be a saving throw, or they need it. And honestly, they just need to get rid of the sum of the necrotic damage, unless you reduce the aura down to like 5 feet, maybe.
I'd say like if
Um,
it killed something like a necromancer wizard and you gained HP from that, that'd be kind of neat.
Maybe. Definitely the way it is now, that is fucking broken.
Yeah, that
Like I
is.
said,
that
you-
is-
you
to be fair, it
can-
is random, but still a 1 in 8 chance of getting that. And
Right. That's true, but still, that's fucking powerful. Okay, so conversely, to your point, that is a random feature, but nowhere on the sorcerer's wild magic table, in which they get at, they might have others at 1st level or whatever, but still nowhere on their list does anything heal them for this amount or do anything.
I don't
this
think
crazy.
anything in this game heals this much amount aside from high level
Right.
like, healing spells, right?
And even the things in the wild magic sorcerer, right, that do crazy cool shit like getting all your sorcery points back and stuff like that. It's still what is that? 2 out of 100, so fucking 2% chance that you're gonna roll that. So versus this, 1 out of 8 chance. I don't want to do the math right now, but that's significantly more than 2%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, incalculable, really, but
Yeah.
Impossible to calculate. We'll never know.
I just don't want to do the math on it.
yeah.
Just
It
my
is temporary
point
hit
is
points,
you're gonna
but
you're gonna see
still.
this happen more often than the sorcerer's real cool shit.
For sure.
So-
So first option, a little powerful. If you roll a 2, you teleport 20 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Till your rage ends, you can activate this effect in each of your turns as a bonus action. I like that. That's nice.
That's why this is all when you're raging, right?
Yes.
yeah, it's when you rage these things
Yep.
can happen.
So these, how many? I should have pulled this up. You would think, but how many rages does a barbarian get a day at 3rd level? Is it 3 at this point?
That's
It's
a
a really
question.
good question. Everybody knows how many barbarians you get. 2, 3 at this point.
Yeah, 3. Eventually up to 6. No, eventually up to unlimited, which is crazy. So you could fucking effectively. Does it take any sort of action to end your rage, or you can just end it for free?
I think you end it for free.
Yeah, you can.
No,
just end
you
it.
can end your rage on your turn as a bonus action, so
bonus
you
action
can't
again.
flip it on and off.
Well, you can. You just not as reliably as.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I
but
mean, like
still.
you can't on the same turn like reliably
Right.
do so.
But it's just crazy that you're going to get a lot of mileage out of this. So now let's go back into what you just said. So the second option on this D8 table is a teleport, a 20 feet teleport. So it's less than Misty Step, but you're doing it every turn as a bonus action. Barbarians really don't have a lot of bonus actions unless they are a whole different subclass, which obviously doesn't apply here. So they're going to get some use out of that for sure.
I think less than
But-
you might think though, because they already have the extra movement, and like barbarians' problems are usually like having to fly up to something. Very rarely does a barbarian have an issue like just running up to something, right?
Getting there.
So
True. Yeah. So
I don't think it's
I
all that
like this
crazy.
one a lot better than the first one.
Yeah, I mean it's not saying much. It's
Yep.
if you roll a 3, you
Main-
conjure 1d4 intangible spirits that look like flumps, which I love because flumps are one of my favorite weird creatures.
Mhm.
In unoccupied spaces within 30 feet of you. Each spirit immediately flies 30 feet in a random direction. At the end of your turn, all spirits explode, and each creature within 5 feet or of one or more of them will succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d8 force damage.
So it's just a big, effectively, I shouldn't say big, it's just a mini AoE. Anywhere from 1 to 4 flumps that explode, 2d8 4. I mean,
I don't like this.
it's pretty weak when you compare it to the other stuff. I keep wanting to, like, maybe it's a good idea for us to, pull up on our end the Wild Magic Sorcerer, just so we can compare to some of the things that, and maybe not because, a sorcerer is a completely different class. So maybe they're trying to go with a
and
different flow
it's
for this,
happening
but
much more often for them. So you
well,
can't just have like everything be relatively strong because it's happening
right,
so often.
that's true.
Whereas
Well,
this is just when you rage.
yeah, that's true. I guess. Well, I mean, I guess it really depends because by default the Wild Magic Sorcerer only rolls on their table if they roll, I think, like a 1. Every time they
It's a
cast a spell, they roll a
1,
d20, and it's if they roll a 1,
or you use your ability where you gain advantage.
in which case the DM would be able to employ that at any point. So a sorcerer could be rolling a lot or none during a day, So it's hard to say.
I will say, though, the reason I don't like this is it's too much work on the DM. I hate having to be like, okay, here's now 4 flumps in,
That's not too
within
bad.
30 feet of you, and then choose where each one, like, I'd rather just, like, pick some random
no, I have
areas
to-
to...
Oh, yeah.
The fact you have to choose,
Think-
like, the random directions and then, like, do all the, like... I would rather just, like, say, alright, random areas explode. Rather than have to, like, fucking... I like the flavor, because, again, flumps are weird little things, but... It's just, I hate anything that adds a bunch of, like, summoning stuff, because if it's gonna be there for a while,
It is a lot of
fine.
work. That's a fair point.
Yep.
As far as power, though, I mean, 2d8 force damage is meh, whatever.
I know as
but-
well, if they go next to one another, then it doesn't do any extra damage. It's
Right.
either 2d8 or none.
Well, that's the intent on pretty much any spell that has multiple projectiles. We can look. The one that comes to mind for me is the 9th level Meteor Swarm, right? Despite there being 3 or 4 meteors or whatever, you can only be affected by one. So it's right along the same lines as
Right.
far as that aspect goes with other abilities in the game.
I guess. Eh. If you roll a 4, you get Arcane Energy enshrouds you. Until your rage ends, you gain +2 bonus to AC, and whenever a creature within 10 feet of you hits with an attack, the creature takes force damage equal to your Constitution modifier.
That's pretty okay.
It's pretty good. I feel like you could do with one or the other, but I mean,
+2 to AC, and when a creature within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack. I mean,
that's every time they hit you without
right?
any.
If they have multi-attack, that's gonna suck for them.
And
That's
if
kinda
it's like a bunch of
modifier,
different
so
things,
you're probably looking anywhere from 3 to 4 on average, right, for a barbarian.
but then you reckless attack, so they're probably gonna hit you. You're a barbarian, so you're getting hit by a lot of creatures. That's
true.
a lot of damage you're throwing out if you're getting hit by multiple things multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, barbarians. I mean, that's their goal, right? Is to be on the front line, so that does make sense. I think you said it right. I think there should be 2 different abilities, and therefore we would have a bigger table because I like rolling on bigger tables.
Make your tables
A
bigger.
D8's not enough.
If you roll a 5, plant life temporarily grows around you until your rage ends. The ground within 10 feet of within 10 feet of you is difficult terrain. Whoa! Yeah.
So you want to? Okay, I hate this. I mean, maybe there's supposed to be some bad ones in here because that's kind of the theme of the Wild Magic Sorcerer and stuff like that. But why would you want this as a barbarian? If you want bad guys to come to you, why would you want them to be slowing down as they're coming towards you? And then not only that, 10 feet. For some reason, if you did want them to slow down, 10 feet, not that much of a radius.
Yep.
This
I-
one's my favorite one. It seems really strong.
You want to play this barbarian just for this ability.
Yeah.
So you could be a weird druid.
This one's weird to me.
Yeah, I
It's
don't.
definitely one of the weakers of the. ones.
Definitely, it
Even weaker
it
than the
is for sure the weakest.
Yeah.
If you roll a 6, arcane energy taps into the minds of those around you. Each creature within 30 feet of you, including allies, must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw, or you see a glimpse of the creature's thoughts. As a result, the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the start of your next turn. I feel like I probably wouldn't bother. feel like I don't know. I guess this is up to the DM. I wouldn't bother having your allies roll because they're probably not going to be attacking you, and that's just extra
Right.
time you don't need to waste. But
Right. No, I agree there.
then again, there are certain things that give you disadvantage on your next saving throws and stuff, right? So you couldn't reliably do this, but this could like purge effects like that. So I mean,
well, actually, unfortunately, you would, because what happens if your party member is immediately just like dominated from like a dominate person spell, and then has to go to attack you?
I
right?
mean, that's I guess in that kind of scenario,
It's a rare scenario,
but it's also,
you know.
it's for one turn, so.
Yeah, that is true. It's crazy. Like so far, this chart has been crazy amazing, followed by decent, followed by meh, followed by good, really good.
The really
Like,
good
it's
being
all
the
over the
difficult
place.
terrain.
And then absolute dog shit. And now this is just like useful once, whereas everything else is useful the entire time.
Yep. Like you can either have every time you hit me, I'm gonna deal damage to you for the entire rage, or a one-time disadvantage, which might not even really do much if you're reckless attacking. I
True.
mean, it'll make it, neutral, which is
That's
nice.
a good point. That doesn't synergize well with the rest of the barbarian.
Yeah. And lastly, on an 8, a beam of brilliant light lances from your chest, Iron Man style, in a 5-foot wide, 6-foot long line. Each creature in the line must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, take 2d8 radiant damage, and be blinded until the start of your next turn. Back to really good.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You had me up until the blind. I was fine with everything else.
Just no, blind's okay.
I mean, it's
Light
great.
and throne properties. So you can have a maul, like a greatsword, and just fucking chuck that shit. And wait, no, light. If you got this, doesn't that mean you can just fucking you could just one hand a greatsword?
What do you mean?
If you get this ability, what does light do? Where's my fucking player's handbook?
This isn't
Light
a light
lights up-
lance. It is
lights up the place.
lance. It is a lance made of light. It is a beam that you are shooting.
No. It gains the light and thrown properties of a range of 20 and
Oh,
light as in a weapon property.
Bryce. Oh,
Which I'm pretty sure that means you can just
Did
fucking
we?
one hand
Oh!
a greatsword.
Yes.
Oh, we skipped one. We were talking about number 8.
Oh, you
I
skipped one.
Yeah, I skipped one.
Oh,
How did I manage
Shit.
that?
I don't know how you managed that either. I don't know how I read.
Then
I was
how
reading
did
one
you
and, like,
read
half the-
along?
I was reading and not listening to
And
you.
he's like, yeah, no, that's pretty good.
What the fuck
Okay,
did you
hold
think I
on.
meant when I said blind?
Honestly, dude, I won't even lie. I was not listening to you. I was just reading the ability, and then you stopped talking, and I just figured.
Okay,
you were
really
done
quick,
talking
read
about
8
it.
because that's the one we're talking about right now.
Okay, so yeah, let's go. Okay. We'll do 8. The one you talked about. Let's restart.
Yep, it's
Refresh.
a 60-foot long, 5-foot wide beam of radiant energy. Must make Constitution saving throw or take 2d8 radiant damage and be blinded. I at least like it's a saving throw, all or nothing, but again, blind.
It's a lesser damaging ability, but that's it compared to the final effect of the holy weapon spell from Xanathar's.
And
But
it's
it's
a
only
one-time
until the start of
thing.
your next turn. That's actually not that bad.
I guess,
it,
yeah.
It penalizes them for a round. It's
It's
no
also-
different than a monk getting their stunning strike bullshit. But I guess, granted, a monk would have their stunning strike at 2 more levels. But you know what I'm
But I
saying.
mean, it's not as bad as stunning, 'cause they still get to act, but
And-
it's
and it's
also
also
a
based on the
beam,
random
which is
roll.
harder to like hit a lot of things. So yeah, I
Mhm.
guess it's not terrible. Taking a step back then, if you're all 7, shadows weave around a weapon of your choice you're holding until your rage ends. The weapon deals psychic damage instead of its bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing, and it gains the light and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. If you drop the weapon or throw it, the weapon dissipates and reappears in your hand at the end of your turn.
So yeah,
Huh.
this is what I was reading and not listening to you. But
Yep.
yeah, light means.
I don't think
That-
light means that you can use it in one hand. It just means you can
Yes,
use it
it
in your...
fucking sure does. Light.
Does
a light
it?
weapon is small and easy to handle, making ideal for the use when fighting with 2 weapons.
No,
Light means you can.
It still would have the two-handed property. It just light allows you to use your offhand. But it still would require 2 hands. So no, you wouldn't be able to one-hand a greatsword. You could, however, take like a long sword and without needing the feet be able to use that in your offhand.
What the fucking point is? What's the point of light?
It's so that because remember when I played Pavel, the issue that we found was if you want to dual wield, you have to use light weapons like a short sword and a short sword, or dagger and dagger.
Ah,
If you want to use like a maul and a great sword, or a maul and a long sword, you need to take a feature for that. Use
So this is
non-light
only-
weapons.
this would only be good if you had like you couldn't use a two-handed weapon, but you could dual wield like long swords or something. Or, like,
Yeah.
even battle axes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe not as
Um,
crazy as a. Okay, I
Yeah,
got
you can't just
thing.
one-hand a great sword. Admittedly, though, this
That's
does allow
what I
you
thought
to
at
throw
first,
a
and I was
great
like,
sword.
whoa, but that might be cool though. Two dual wielding great swords. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. But still, though, being able to take your great axe, your great sword, and chuck it is also pretty fucking
Yeah.
good. I like that.
True.
Okay, overall, the chart is all over the place. I don't
Super all
like
over the
it.
place.
It's all over the place, but again, I mean, again,
Which
they're
it
trying to
should be
steal.
rightfully, I think.
Yeah. And I think overall that first one needs to be changed because holy shit, you can have more than triple. You very easily have more than triple your current HP at the time
Eh.
if used properly.
Yeah.
And your party is going to hate you as well. You are going to be great, right? Like at least if a wild sorcerer gets like the fireball one, the dreaded fireball wild magic, and they just fireball themselves and everybody around them. Yet your party hates you, but it sucks for you too. This is like, oh, you're all mad at me because you took damage. Well, I'm sitting pretty with 60 temporary HP. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
Again, I feel like that needs to be a saving throw. Let me like take a step back as well. I don't so much hate the chart and think it's all over the place like flavor-wise. I hate that the abilities are all over the place like power-wise. I like that there's some good stuff here, and I like that like the flavor for each one is way different. You have something you know bright and radiant, and then also something dark and shadowy, which is you know the Feywild's shtick.
Yep.
So I like the idea and most of the execution. I love to see more Feywild stuff.
I'd love to see a bigger table, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I have multiple extra tables that I use for like the wild magic sorcerer because I don't even think the 50 that the book has is enough.
Not quite crazy enough to use the infamous D10,000 Wild Surge chart, though.
True. Very true.
We can get there.
Let's move on.
At 6th level, you get magic reserves. You can channel magic surging inside you into other creatures. As an action, you can touch a creature and roll a d4. Creature recovers an expended spell slot of a spell level equal to the number rolled. Creature you touch can't recover a spell slot of that level. They instead gain temporary hit points equal to 5 times the number rolled. You take force damage equal to 5 times the number rolled. At 14th level, this increases to a d6. That's neat. I like the idea. I don't know if it's too strong, though.
No, it's very strong. You can just say, here, have all these fucking spell slots that you need, Mr. Spellcaster, who you're already pretty over.
Oh, there's no. I thought you could do this once. Oh, no.
You do this so many times. Yes, you're
Oh,
taking
no.
force damage, but you're a barbarian. You're a beacon of fucking health points,
Wait a-
dude.
Okay, I was gonna say, could you just use this and then, like, heal up using the spell slot? But I think the damage you would get from Cure Wounds at any of these levels would outpace the damage you take.
Just think about this for a second, okay? So, once a party is capable of casting 4th level spells, which is what? That would be 7th level? You're a 7th level barbarian. By that point, your hit points are going to be pretty damn high. And if you rolled the 4 on the d4, you're giving back your spell slot or your spellcaster a 4th level spell, which are starting to get into the crazy power range. And you take what? 25 hit points of damage? Big fucking deal. You're a
Yes.
barbarian.
That's about a quarter of your health.
But I mean, when you go into battle, you're raging, and most of the most
Yeah.
damage you're going to be taking is halved. Your effective hit points are double what your already high number of hit points
once you're
are.
raging, yeah.
So, granted, it would depend on the situation because a lot of fights, if you're not taking those
Yeah.
physical damage types, but
Here's an
Still,
issue
like,
as
it's-
well.
it's
And
spammable and it's crazy.
It is spammable.
This is, I know you can't depend on magic items, but this is something in the DMG, the Brooch of Shielding, which gives you resistance to force damage.
Yeah,
There you go.
so
that's all you need.
that's a good point. We ran into this very same problem when we were developing the subclasses that we have been working on. And when you have, I am not opposed to the idea of making an ability that's strong but has a caveat of like taking damage or whatnot, right? but you need to make sure the wording is proper where this damage cannot be reduced in any way, because then you can come into that. And not only that, but there might even be spells that grant resistances of your
there
choice.
are.
I can't remember if force is an option, but you could fucking mitigate that to even further and have this be broke. I wonder if
Imagine like the damage is already like decent for what you're doing, but like if you were then taking half of that, admittedly you need a very specific magic item, so that's like a very unlikely scenario. And perhaps your DM would be like, well, I'm never giving him this because,
Right.
I have this barbarian. But still, if you have some way to reduce that, then it's like, well, of course I'm just going to keep giving you fucking spell slots. I'm only taking like 10, 12, whatever points damage. Especially because at 14th level it increases to a d6. You're at most taking 30 points of damage. At 16th level, that's not that bad. I mean,
that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. That's what I was
pretty
saying.
good at that
It's pretty spammable, and you okay. Here's the crazy thing too: is you could easily, like, especially in the higher levels when it's a D6 and being able to eventually effectively get your spellcaster back a 6th level spell, which is powerful. You could then, in turn, if you had a cleric in your party, just fucking be whapping this shit out, no limit. Refresh all your wizard spell slots right before a battle because it's just an action. Just bam, 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 taking a bunch of damage, and then cleric heal. For one high level spell from a cleric, you've just refreshed almost all of your spell slots to your wizard. Like, this can be so.
If this was just like a one time per long rest, I'd be
Yeah.
okay with it.
Not even one time per long rest, but if a creature has benefited from this, they cannot benefit again until their next long rest.
That would also
Make it
make
so
it
you can
less
only
broken.
do it one time per person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There is a lot of possibility for this to be super broken. And while your spellcasters are gonna love you, you know, it's super, super strong. It's interesting that this ability is only going to benefit you specifically if you. Oh, wait a minute! I just realized. There is no limit to this, so you can touch a creature. It doesn't specify it needs to be another creature. You can just keep touching yourself for an action to roll the d4 or whatever to get 5 times the number of temporary hit points. So on the converse side of that, if you don't want to be passing out spell slots, you can just fucking right before every battle, temporary HP, and we're gonna just keep doing it.
Yeah, but you take this, you'd literally just be turning your HP into temp HP because
the force damage is not tied to the spell slot.
Yeah, okay. It's just you take the damage one way or another. So you could do that, BB, but it would just give you temp HP.
It would be pointless.
It would be
turning
awful.
Just making sure that that caveat's there. But yeah, still, based on what we said before, there needs to be limits here because this thing can be.
I do like this though because after your barbarian's no longer been dominated and he's been smacking on your wizard, he can then say sorry by giving you a 6th level spell slot.
Yes.
Sorry, true. Wizard.
I just want to point out that heal is a 6th level spell, so you could easily.
How much does heal give? 70?
70 hit points. And
yep. So this would deal 30 points of damage. You have a 1 in 6 chance to be able to gain 40 HP, basically.
But you could, if maximum efficiency here, you can give out 2 spell slots, and there are 2 6th level spell slots, and your cleric only needs to use 1 to heal you for it. Or, I'd have to check the rules.
You could also only give out 2 1st level spell slots. Like that is a possibility.
True. Yeah, but then you only took 10 points of damage.
But then your cleric doesn't need to waste his heal.
And
to
it's
heal
like
you,
who needs to heal?
Yep.
But to be fair, you could also just
short rest and use some hit die.
Yeah, that was my thinking. Is just
that, or your cleric can drop a cure wounds on you, and on average is going to heal the damage you took from the 1st level spell anyway. It's basically this chains allows you the cleric to convert their spell slots through the barbarian to the wizard or the sorcerer.
It really, I think, does make the potential like healing not infinite with this ability.
I don't know if I like it.
I for sure think it needs to be. I like the idea because it makes me think of the evocation wizard of like the overcharging, which I mean is like a 14th level ability. But I like, sacrificing health for stuff. I think either Nate's idea of making it once per person or once per long rest, something like that would make it passable.
Absolutely. As is, it's too abusable.
Quick tangent. What would you guys think to it being like, I was gonna say like a D12 or something, so that there's a chance of going over, so that you take extra damage without a better effect. But then you have the chance of giving a 9th level spell, which is bad.
No.
So,
Shut up.
never mind. 10th level, you get Arcane Rebuke. Magic crackling within your soul lashes out. When a creature forces you to make a saving throw while you're raging, you can use your reaction to deal 3d6 force damage.
Pretty strong.
What if we just swapped 10-6? Because that's real weak for a 10th level ability.
Is it though? I mean, barbarians, just because of their crazy amount of crit damage and whatnot, like one thing we haven't been doing, because we've been on a tangent of how just crazy this shit is, we've been really comparing to the other classes on our charts, and there's some useful stuff, don't get me wrong, for barbarians, but barbarians don't get a whole lot of like great power from their subclass specifically. It's just a few decent things, nothing too fantastic. For instance, like 10th level.
But here's my real quick, like, would you rather use your reaction for 3d6 force damage, or would you rather potentially get an attack of opportunity with whatever crazy barbarian weapon you have that you could be reckless, and if you crit, you're going to do a bunch of extra, like, it's guaranteed damage for your reaction, but would you not, like, I think for, Orgol has a badass hammer, he would much rather take just an attack with his hammer, I would think, than this.
Yeah, but I mean, if you don't have, you have to think of it like in game though too. Is if you don't have the chance of somebody walking away from you, then
I guess there is that.
Like if you're just not going to be able to get an opportunity. I mean, like, of course, you never know for sure.
And to that point, if to counteract my own argument, if someone is making, I think there's plenty of saving or spells that are concentration that you can be making at like more saving throws on people. If a wizard is concentrating on something and forces you to make a saving throw, you are rebuking back and potentially could make them lose concentration.
Yeah,
fair. So even if you failed the saving throw, they could just lose concentration.
Yeah.
Oh
my god,
like
that means
That's
if
cool.
you get charmed, you could potentially still fail and break the charm at the same time.
Right, yeah, that's actually really cool. Never mind, I like it.
I like this, actually. I've convinced myself. 14th level, you get 2 things. First thing is Chaotic Fury. You become a wellspring of wild magic while you're raging. As a bonus action, you can reroll on the Wild Surge table, replacing your current effect with a new one. So now you can really gun for that first one.
Are you fucking joking me?
Oh, no.
Are you serious right now?
Also, your magic reserves goes to a
Holy
D6.
fuck. So. Holy fuck. You could just use this shit, rage, have a way better chance to get 1, to have a billion fucking health, and then just fucking 6 level spells. It's going off with temporary HP, bitches. Who cares?
Yep.
Whoa, this is what is this?
Yeah, you're right. Oh no.
What is this? If you could just rage and you get the good one. You get
Didn't
1.
even
And
think
if it
about
stays
that.
as is, then you get a whole bunch of necrotic, or deal a whole bunch of necrotic damage, soak up a whole bunch of fucking temporary HP, and mitigate most, if not all, of the damage it would take you to fucking start pumping out spell slots to your casters.
Jeez, okay, this barbarian
This is just too exploitable, man.
This is don't even need crazy. Brian to explain how this is like ridiculous. Yeah. This is just, I like what they're doing with it. I love the flavor, but there's like a couple of like loopholes they need to shore up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't honestly know if I like the subclass. This is one of the ones I just disagree with. I mean, when I think barbarian, I think of hitting shit and being just a terrifying presence on the battlefield. This is more utility, almost. It feels like you're using like the majority of your abilities, right? We shouldn't say the majority, but half of your abilities are granted from the subclass. Don't benefit you; they benefit others.
I mean, a lot of them deal damage. I guess you have like detect magic, and so you're not wrong. I mean, I like it. I would like to play this actually as a barbarian. It has some like stuff other than just punching things.
You would.
That
It's broken as fuck.
Yeah. Okay, with the tweaks still though, I like that there's stuff outside of just like hitting things.
Yeah, I can do things that aren't just hitting shit.
And I like the Feywild.
It's just crazy to me. I think I would rather them get rid of the spell slot bullshit and just give the Barbarian a few spells they can cast while raging. Mitigate it to make sure it's not broken. But I'd much rather see that than I would, something more akin to like an Eldritch fighter. Maybe not as good, but I'd rather see something like that than pumping out these exploitable spell slots and taking damage that you have 1,000,000 hit points and ways that you can get around that,
Yeah.
All right, min-maxer. How many times are you gonna rage out of battle just so that maybe I can roll a 1?
Well, yeah, you're right, but still, it's just crazy to me that you have things would have to be tweaked for this to work, and even if it didn't, like it, there's one thing I didn't consider.
Oh
wait, no, never mind. I was thinking something else.
We good then?
But
Raj.
What I was going to say was the other thing to consider for the initial chart, the D8 chart, and how these things last to your raging, right? Like a Barbarian doesn't have the ability to maintain his rage indefinitely till a way later level, right? So for those particular abilities, those are limited by the fact that you still need to be making sure you're hitting people while you're going. But then again, that doesn't apply to the magic reserves spreading spell slots like fucking candy bars, because that doesn't have to do anything with raging. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how I would do
it. It needs a lot of
like it
rework.
mechanically.
In any case, we're not here to edit. Just be very angry about free stuff.
I'm angry.
Moving on to I guess overall, like flavor wise, at least. I like the Feywild.
Yeah,
I
like it. Feywild's probably my favorite place.
You guys are both saying yay. I'm saying nay. I don't. Maybe if I've seen it reskinned, I would like it.
If it was like a D20 chart for the Surge table, would you be okay with that?
Add more.
Probably, because I like rolling on charts.
Right.
I love tables.
that's how to get BB on board.
Give me a bigger
then.
table and BB's happy.
Giant table. Happy. All right, now we have the fun one. We have the Way of the Astral Self Monk.
I might flip something. I might throw something.
Getting straight into it. Third level, you get Arms of the Astral Self. Your Mastery of Key allows you to summon a portion of your Astral Self. On your turn, you can spend 2 key points as a bonus action to summon the Arms of your Astral Self. They're going to say Astral Self a lot in this document, so just prepare yourself. For 10 minutes. These special arms hover near your shoulders. You determine the arm's appearance based on the qualities of your characters. I'm pretty sure someone saw Borderlands 3 and was like, that please.
This came out before that game came out, though, just so you know.
Yeah, but trailers and stuff existed, so let's...
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure they released trailers.
I don't remember
games.
if they did.
Maybe.
You might be right though. I have to double check the timing, but I do remember making the same.
100%. There's been gameplay for years.
For sure. While the arms are summoned, you gain the following benefits. You can use your Wisdom modifier in place of your Strength modifier when making strength checks and strength saving throws. Your arms are monk weapons and have a reach of 10 feet. The arms deal radiant or necrotic damage of your choice. When you attack with the arms, you can use your Wisdom modifier instead of your Strength or Dexterity modifier for the attacks and damage rolls. Immediately after you use the attack action with your Astral Arms, on your turn, you can make 1 extra attack with your Astral Arms as a bonus action. Remember, these attacks increases when you reach certain levels, increasing 2 at 11 and 3 at 17th.
I'm not gonna lie, for a second, you said you can use your Wisdom modifier in place of your Strength modifier. For a second, my mind was still on Barbarian. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do
Why are they still doing this?
Why was I was like, oh wait, we're a monk. Never mind.
Which, this alone, it's basically just meaning, instead of using your actual fists, you're using these. The big benefits being reach and it's magical.
I don't hate it. Excuse me. Can you use these in place of your normal attacks, or is it only after your initial attack can you use your Astral Arms?
I think the idea is you use these as your weapons, basically. These are instead of your normal attacks.
Okay, because there's one confliction here. If that's the, let me read through it one more time. Immediately after you use the attack action with your Astral Arms. Oh yeah, so it's with your Astral Arms. So yeah, these are your weapons. So can I just point out for a second that you get this monastic tradition at 3rd level. You have the ability to spend 2 key points to bust out these guys for 10 minutes, which is effectively an entire fight. There's no concentration or anything like that.
Which presumably is 2 of your 3 key points at this level.
Right. I mean, these are doing radiant or necrotic damage, so they're basically they're magical weapons. Any other monk must wait till 6th level to have your weapons count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity. Which means this monk gets that same ability, which means your 6th level is pointless. Your 6th level ability for this monk is pointless.
Unless you don't want to be spending the key points for this, but you do eventually get a fair amount. You have key points equal to your level, so
Yeah, I mean, by the time you would get that ability, you'd have 6 key points. That's
still a
it's
third of your key points, meaning you're not going to be able
But-
to use, all your other key abilities as much, but
But I mean, this thing's going to get way worse. This thing's going to get way worse as we read on, and the fact that those 2 key points are going to be incredibly worth it. And like I said, it just seems there's a synergy issue there, and the fact that you are getting access to what you otherwise wouldn't have for another 3 more levels.
that's the one thing I don't like about this is I don't think it's crazily overpowered. I just feel like you're just getting stuff you'd already get earlier versus other subclasses that get new stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
At 6th level, you get Visage of the Astral Self. You can summon the Visage of your Astral Self. On turn, you can spend 1 key point as a bonus action or as part of summoning your Astral Arms to summon this Visage for 10 minutes. Already weird that oh no, the time is the same. Okay. The special Visage...
I'll go ahead. Sorry, I'll say it in a minute.
The Visage covers your face like a helmet or mask. You determine its appearance based on the qualities of your character. While it is summoned, you gain the following benefits. You have advantage on insight and intimidation checks, and you can see normally in darkness both magical and non-magical up to 120 feet.
So pretty minor, not too bad. I mean, really cool dark vision. Actually, that's the equivalent to the Devil Sight for the Warlocks. Oh shit, I just realized that. That's
Also,
really damn good,
I don't
but
think
okay.
the Way of the Shadow Monk gets to see through magical darkness, so...
That's true. That's kind of shitty for them. I wanted to point out one other thing while you're reading that. It just came to my mind. The second blip in the 3rd level Astral Self, or Arms of the Astral Self ability, where it states that you can attack using your Wisdom modifier instead of your Strength and Dex. That effectively makes this monk. There's no reason not to go have your highest stat being Wisdom, which any monk can do anyway. Sure, but you really don't need to spec into Dexterity that much if you plan on using your arms as your main form of combat. Which means, rather than a normal monk, which should typically space out like Dex or Strength, I guess, if you wanted to, and your Wisdom for all your key point saving throws. This one can go straight Wisdom, and it's going to be very easy to be able to dish out the maximum amount of potential damage, and on top of that, have the hardest saving throw to your abilities like your Stunning Strike and shit, which can be fucking very powerful. It's going to be very easy for this monk to take full advantage of that. There's no reason not to have your Wiz be your max modifier if you're going for the subclass, and your DM's going to hate you because they're going to fail a whole lot more of your Stunning Strikes than they normally would.
True. Also, tangent, I really want to play a strength-based monk now because I don't think I've ever seen that be done, and I love the idea of just a really beefy monk.
I'm sure it'd be great. I think there's builds out there on how to do it, but that's not here or there.
But this ability by itself,
You wasn't soon.
I think it's kind of a dick move that the way of the shadow doesn't get to see through magical darkness, but sure, whatever. 11th level, this is now where you get the extra bonus action attack with your arms, which means now you don't need to bother with flurry of blows because now you just get that always while you have that active. You tap in the great power of your Astral Self. While you have both your Astral Arms and Visage summoned, you gain the following benefits. Deflect energy. When you take acid, cold, fire, lightning, or force damage, you can use your reaction to deflect it. When you do so, the damage you take is reduced by 1d10 plus your Wisdom modifier plus your Monk level. I think that's basically this, similar as the deflect missiles, right?
Similar. I don't remember what the die size
No,
is.
yeah, it is.
Except it's
exact
Wisdom
same
instead of Dexterity.
Instead of correct. Again, you go full straight Wisdom with this monk. You could have a low Dex monk with this class. Well, you probably wouldn't want to do that because your armor class bonus, but still, my point is there's no reason to not max Wisdom, which is going to make all of your key point shit that much stronger.
For sure. You get Empowered Arms once on each of your turns. When you hit a target with your Astral Arms, you can deal extra damage to the target equal to your martial arts die, which means you're basically, these are already your monk weapons, so they're already doing your martial arts damage. which at this level is a
11th level.
D8. So it's 2d8 once, which
It's effectively getting to choose when you crit every single time.
Oh no!
Because you're adding an extra D8 on top of the D8 you already get.
And then you could choose like, oh, I crit. Well, that's getting the extra D8.
And that's exactly right. So if you did on your 4 fucking attacks roll a natural 20, which is a lot more plausible than other classes, then you can choose that one to be your crit one. Granted, you have to do it one at a time, but still, you could just you do that, and you could potentially be rolling 4d8. So that's crazy.
And that
it's
only goes up
because
eventually you have a D10. So I mean,
right. And it's granted the counter to that is you'd have to choose it because by the default rules you're technically rolling and resolving one at a time. So you couldn't just roll all your attacks and then choose your crit. You'd be doing it one at a time, and then you kind of gambling like, I'm not gonna use it here, maybe I'll use it on the next one. Yeah. So
sounds like every rogue who's using sneak attack.
Yeah,
right,
that
who
issue
just waits until they crit and go, oh yeah, that's the one.
That was it the entire time.
No, yeah, I mean that's one of the bad ways to do it. It's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to do you choose, and if you don't do it and you have another attack, then you might miss that attack and you're shit out of luck. But the point is you could easily do that, and but even if you don't, you're basically turning a non-crit hit into a crit. That is effectively what this
You're
does.
doubling your damage die too, right?
So effectively,
because you're
on
rolling
top of getting
you're rolling an extra D8, or you're rolling an extra martial die,
which is what the crit would do.
So
but
you're
it's not doubling
effectively
your
already
base
getting
damage.
flurry of blows with the 4 attacks. You then also are getting the effective damage of a 5th attack. So you're having the potential output of minus the wisdom modifier, admittedly, but more or less the effective output of 5 attacks.
Wait, how would you have?
Because it's the extra attack for your main action, and then you get the bonus action offhand, which you always get. And then instead of having to do flurry of blows, you at this level have improved arms, the astral self, where you make another attack.
So that's not how it works. The monk is you use your bonus action to do a free attack, or you use flurry of blows and get 2 attacks. There is no 3. So with this, it'd be the same thing. You just
Nope. Reid.
Actually,
improved arms, the astral self. When you you make 2 extra
feature.
attacks instead of 1 when you attack with your astral arms as a bonus action.
Right, but you couldn't put flurry of blows on top of that because
That's what I'm saying though. You wouldn't need to.
Right. Which does go back to my original point when I said, you're spending 2. You're going to be able to use this every fight. You're spending 2 of your key points, sure, but now because of that one little extra thing that they get at 11th level, which is basically for 10 minutes. Unlimited flurry of blows. Just paid for itself.
Yep.
Just paid for itself, and that is crazy. I honestly think they shouldn't even have that part.
I don't know why they do. I think it's unnecessary. But last thing you also get for the Awakening of the Astral Self is a Word of the Spirit. You can speak through your visage. You can direct your words to a creature of your choice within 30 feet, so only they can hear you. Alternatively, you can amplify your voice so every creature within 600 feet can hear you. It's neat, flavor-wise. Cool. Yeah. And then lastly, at 70th level, you have Complete Astral Self. Your connection to your Astral Self is complete, allowing you to summon it entirely. On your turn, you can spend 10 key points, which is, you have 17 at this level, as a bonus action to summon the arms, visage, and body of your Astral Self for 10 minutes. The body covers your physical form like a suit of armor, connecting with the arms and visage. You determine its appearance based on the qualities of your character, blah, blah, blah. You gain the following benefits. You gain +2 bonus to AC while you aren't incapacitated. Whenever you use the extra attack feature to attack twice, you can instead attack 3 times using your astral arms.
Horseshit.
And when a creature within 10 feet is reduced to 0 hit points, you can use your reaction to regain key points equal to your wisdom modifier.
What?
Okay. Also, you get improved arms, the astral self again. You make 3 attacks as a bonus action with your astral arms. So you now can have 6 attacks.
You attack more than the fighter. What? What is this?
You're a monk, right? That's what they do.
I know that.
They attack more than the fighter. That's
potentially that is without any crits or anything. If you hit every single attack, that is 7d10 plus 6 times your wisdom modifier.
Yeah, correct. Correct. Oh no!
Every single round without having to spend anything but the initial 10 points. And then when
And
you
you're
beat
gonna get
something,
those
Something
back.
dies, you just get them back.
You're beating the shit out of people. You could, and here's the worst part:
You
is
just
is
go
there-
around
there's-
killing ads, and all of a
there's-
sudden,
exactly. If
you're
you're in a
back
fight
to
with multiple
full.
enemies, you're making 6. You could fucking hit and kill 6 fucking things if you're good enough. And
Yep.
just wow. And, okay, there is another issue. I wrote this down in my notes, and I want to talk about it too. For those cheesers out there, and you should, in my opinion, cheese-proof things, because you're going to have those players that want to do something like this, and technically by the rules, you can do it because there's no limitation on what this can happen, right? You walk in. I'm gonna set the scene.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
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 Give it to me. I'm imagining.
You walk into
Mhm.
the forest.
Oh,
You're low on. You're kind of low on key points. You're about half. You got about your 10 left. You look over to your ranger and you say, "Follow me." You both make some stealth rolls. You're a monk. You got some decent dexterity. You probably have proficiency in stealth. You guys roll pretty well. You're sneaking. You're 17th level. You can He passes. He casts pass without trace. You're
Oh,
fucking
shit.
stealthy as shit, right?
No
You
one
get
can
10
smell you.
You get within 10 feet of a squirrel and you say, "Ranger, shoot me." Right? And you go in, you pop out your fucking arms, you go full astral. He shoots, you catch the missile, you throw it at that fucking squirrel. It's within 10 feet of you. Bam, it's got 1 HP. You got your key points.
Worth it.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so the point is you could just, since there's no limit here, you can just purposely go out, like, and rather than spending wait a minute. Do monks get their key points back in a short rest?
do they?
That
That's
might
a-
not matter.
that's a
This
good
story might not
question.
matter.
I mean,
anyway,
I
'cause
love
if
the
they do-
story. I'm so on
If they do,
board.
then this wouldn't matter. You just short rest and get it back anyway. But
When you spend a key point, it is unavailable until you finish a short or long rest, which
okay,
you have to
never
spend at
mind.
least
You
30
wouldn't
minutes
you wouldn't need to
meditating.
do this. But it's
Still, though, I like the
That would
idea
look
of just
cool.
like, man, I'm kind of tired. Do you want to take a short rest? No, I don't want to spend an hour. Okay, here, Range, let's go out into the woods. Let's go to the old farmer's patch and hunt groundhogs for a little bit.
right. Yeah.
Just whack them all, just bah! You'd only have to
Yeah,
kill
I mean,
like
that's
2-3
true.
things and you get back your key points on
by
average.
default. Okay, so on that same scenario, by default, short rest is an hour, right? So
Yep.
a lot of your times you're trying to travel, you're trying to get somewhere fast. You could just say on the way, "Hey DM, can I be looking out for small critters?" Oh yeah. You make a survival check, whatever. You find a small critter, Astral self fucking murder the rat.
Or-
I got my key points.
Now
back.
this is grim, but you could also keep like a cage of like a couple of things as like
Holy
rations.
shit, you're right. You could just fucking hoard like
You
rats
could-
and squirrels. Just fucking
Just have a
I need
cage
key
full of
points. Open the lid and just start. sniping.
just keep like a cage full of flies, and you just like Miyagi style, just like quap, 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 quap.
Oh my god, it's so
Right.
true.
If the player wanted to do that, it's fine. I'm allowing it.
There's no limit here on to how many creatures you can affect this. So you can effectively have.
I mean, it's limited to your actions. So you're only
even
getting it
during a
once
fight,
per turn.
If you
but
had
still.
a fucking cage of fucking squirrels strapped to your side, you could just be like, "I have 6 attacks. I'll attack the bad guy 4 times, start fucking whapping at fucking shit in the cage." So,
Yeah.
and then I've got all my key points back. Middle of the
That's-
fight. Oh, stunning strike 4 times, by the way. I got 'em back.
By the way,
Oh.
6 stunning strikes. Ah!
Holy shit. You could stunning strike attempt 6 times in a turn?
Yep, if you have the key points for it, you certainly
Oh,
could. How many key points do you have to
no.
spend for stunning strike? Let's be fair. Hold on.
1.
Just one.
Is it 1?
One.
You
Yeah.
okay? At this level, you spend 10 of your 17, and then make 6 attacks. You still have a key point left over. You still have a key point.
To go into
And
patient
you're still
defense.
making 6 attacks. Dude.
Oh no!
What's crazy is a lot of the monks spend their key points on their flurry of blows, right? And
Yeah.
that's that's another 1 key point. So that's fucking crazy. The math checks out where this is 10 key points and it lasts for 10 minutes, right? So effectively it'd be the same as just flurry of blowsing every single round. It's the same amount of key points spent, but this time you're getting +2 bonus to AC, 6 fucking attacks, and fucking the ability to regen key points like a madman. What?
Yep.
This is
Yep.
bullshit. This is man. We got upset last episode about the about the fucking psionics that just came out, and we've been putting off this one. This one came out a couple months ago now, and I felt the same way. This monk is broken.
And you know what?
It's so good.
I
It's too
dislike
good.
this more than the psionics, not because I think it's more broken mechanically, but because I think it is less interesting and broken. All they did was basically just give them extra attacks. There's like nothing
True.
else in this.
Extra attacks, more AC.
Why not
Regenning-
like
Regenning key points.
Wizards are not saying, just like steal ideas, but wink. Give, look at Borderlands. Give me like a ground pound. Give me some like grapples and stuff. Let me do some like other things with these astral arms.
True.
No? Give me like an AoE like, ground pound. Let me like
Actually, technically you can, because you can always replace an attack with a grapple. So technically you can.
Yeah, technically, not at like
Technically, how does it specify how many arms you can have?
I mean, you make 6 attacks, so I'm assuming I
Well,
would like say you just have like a whole ring of them. You're just like machine gun piston style.
Well, I mean, no, it's important. I mean, you can only grapple them as many people as you have arms
Oh,
for.
yeah.
But hang on, let's see. Does it specify?
It only says like one
It says
set.
arms.
They
I don't
hover
think
above your shoulders.
I think you only get the 2. But you have your own
It
hands
makes
as well,
sense.
which are still usable.
Still, you could
have
straight up
4.
grapple 4 people, and then you have 6 attacks. You can start punching them.
Just beating them together, just
Ah. Oh no! This subclass is broken.
I love the flavor though.
The flavor is cool. I mean, I would love. Having a fucking some spectral arms coming out of you is dope. I just think that it's too strong.
It should be broken? Is that you think it should not be broken? That's weird.
See, the crazy thing is it's true on a few different classes. There are some classes that are just innately just very strong. So therefore, there are subclasses. You have to be careful with their development, because if you start giving them cool shit, and everybody wants to make their subclass cool, that's how you want to differentiate them from being any other subclass. But the problem with that is as soon as you start getting them too much cool shit, it can very rapidly become the only option you should ever take, which is a problem. D&D is not a balanced game by any means. Classes are definitely more effective in categories than the others, and I don't even get me started on how it comes down to a PvP standpoint, since it wasn't developed for that. But how you balance a class or a subclass in this instance is to make sure that, one, it doesn't cover too many niches and do what the whole party can do individually. If it can do everything, kind of like the Unearthed Arcana Mystic, that's bad. Or if there's no reason to do any other subclass, that's also bad, because it's too strong. It's clearly. And on the reverse thing, if there's no reason to take it, it's not strong enough. It should be right on the same level as every other thing of its type.
BB,
And
I get what you're saying, but I think you need to add a little more anger to this, because I just found another ability that monks get default, which makes this even more broken.
please continue.
So you get this all at 17th level.
Yep.
At 18th
Which, granted,
level,
most campaigns won't get to, but continue.
you get the empty body ability. Beginning at 18th level, you can use your action to spend 4 key points, which you have 7 left over after using this form, to become invisible for 1 minute. During that time, you also have resistance to all damage but force damage. Admittedly, this is you're having to use, your other action, but you now are invisible for 1 minute with advantage on all of your 6 attacks, and have resistance to everything but force damage.
And also,
It's fine.
I lied. I did the math poorly. I just realized. So this is 10 rounds of 6 attacks of advantage on. Holy shit!
And of course,
60
one of those you can
fucking
choose to do
attacks.
the extra die.
The potential. I mean, granted, most combats don't go that way, but you have 60 attacks with advantage.
Well,
no-
not necessarily, because you're gonna have to go. It's an action for no. Oh shit! What is the? It's only a bonus action for this, isn't
Only a
it?
bonus action.
Oh no!
That's
So you're still
crazy.
losing on one round of.
Right.
I mean, it's a normal monk would be able to get 4, but only if they're spending their key points to do their flurry. And the other thing is too, I did the math improperly. I said 10 minutes, 10 key points. That's that's the math is wrong. You would get effectively you'd pay for it yourself doing all these extra attacks within the first minute of those 10 minutes. So for instance, if you are doing a massive encounter that requires more than 10 rounds or more than a minute of rounds, or you're doing back-to-back encounters within that 10-minute time frame, whatever the case may be, you are effectively doing more than any other monk would be able to do with the key point limitations that they have in the game. That, again, that is how you know it's broken, because mechanically, there's no other reason to play any other classes. This is just the best choice. It's
Yeah, but Matt, you found your astral self.
I don't give a shit. My
And your
astral
astral self is
sucks.
beefy.
Yeah, your astral self is badass.
But that's the thing. I love the flavor. It's just mechanically broken and
Yeah, it is.
not
It is.
good. I just holy shit. I also want to point out that, excuse me, I take that back. All 4 of the abilities give you multiple buffs. It looks like on average 3 to 4 buffs to yourself. Versus other subclasses, the majority of theirs is just one thing. Every other monk subclass gets one thing. You get to turn into some crazy thing, and that thing gives you 4 things, or 3 things, or whatever the fuck. You're getting way more bang for your buck with this subclass than any other monk. And that is, wow.
Overall,
Crazy.
this is broken in one of the most mundane ways, and yet mechanically still horrifying.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. I'm glad that, future documents that came in after this had some better ideas. Some less, though.
Until
but
Rune
still. This
Fucking
is
Rune Knight.
broken. I do not like this. I would not allow this as is. I don't even know how you'd go about fixing it. Aside from stripping it down from some of the crazy shit that it has.
Yep, you'd need to have to modify this greatly.
Wow.
In any case, that's it for the main section of the podcast here. Thank you all for watching on the VOD. For those of you watching live, we will be going straight into the bonus section after a quick break. But of course, for those of you watching not live, we have our usual shows. Friday and Saturday, we have our bi-weekly games. And then starting now, this podcast is going to be bi-weekly.
We ran out of UA, so now we're back on our original plan schedule.
Yep, so inevitably until they release one next week, I'm sure, which we'll cover in, I guess, so the next live podcast will be in 2 weeks. So be sure to tune in for when we're talking about something, probably. There's something out there, I'm sure.
I have a couple ideas, but we'll see if a UA drops or not.
Yep. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break before we get into the bonus section. Don't go anywhere. I want to keep the discussion going.